Gallatin Natural Resources is a group of energy professionals that focuses on mineral and royalty acquisitions in shale plays across America. Over the past 3 years, Gallatin's management team has deployed approximately $58 million in over 235 individual mineral and royalty transactions. In nearly every instance, we met with folks face-to-face, answered any questions that they might have. I personally have been involved in every single one of those transactions, and we really pride ourselves at Gallatin in dealing fairly with people, being straightforward, honest, and trying to be as transparent as we can about the mineral and royalty acquisition process. We're not a big company at Gallatin, we're not a huge corporation. We're a close-knit group of friends and family that started Gallatin, and we take pride in the personal relationships that we form with our clients, and we really enjoy the opportunity to do what we do. Today in the oil and gas business, we are in some challenging times. We're March 2016. We're looking at a 15 or 16 year low in natural gas prices. Natural gas storages are at record levels. You see a group like Southwestern Energy recently announcing they're laying off 45% of their entire workforce. A group like Chesapeake Energy completely halting their drilling operations in the Marcellus and the Utica indefinitely. So it's a challenging time in the industry, and really that's what's happened with natural gas prices is the industry has kind of been a victim of its own success. I started out in the oil and gas business in the Barnett Shale back in 2005, and that was the first shale play that there was. And then after the Barnett, and then they found the Haynesville Shale in Louisiana, and the Marcellus Shale in Pennsylvania, and the Fayetteville Shale in Arkansas, and then the Utica Shale in Ohio. So we've found so much gas that it's driven the price down to levels where it is today. We have an oversupply issue. Really, most of these operators in these shale plays across the country, the wells are not economic unless natural gas prices are north of $3.50 per MCF. So right now we're sort of in a multi-year downturn, but we pride ourselves in being able to still offer significant cash amounts for mineral and royalty interest. Our investors are very long-term in nature, so they look at this over a 20 to 25 year window. So for someone looking for liquidity today in this down environment, hopefully we're a good option for them. Common question that people ask is, how do you guys value mineral rights? And it can kind of be a mysterious thing for some people. It's something where we can't just pull a number kind of out of our pocket and say, here's what we can pay. We have to look at the facts. There's a lot of granular details that we look at when making our offers. Some of those include, we look at geologic area. One tract in County A could be worth twice as much as the similar tract in a county over from it. We look at the specific operator. Certain operators have more value to us in that they are more efficient, or they have better drilling capital budgets. We also look at specific terms in the lease. Is the lease a gross or net lease? Is the royalty percentage a 12.5% or a 20%? Obviously a 20% royalty is worth quite a bit more than something leased at a 12.5%. And then lastly, we look at kind of how much it's producing. If the wells are producing now, how much royalty is that producing today? How much royalty do we think can be received in the future on those wells? And then we also allocate value to future wells that may or may not happen. All those things, we put them together in kind of our underwriting process, and we come up with an offer that we think is fair for both the mineral owner and for us, and something that hopefully we might be able to recoup our investment, way down the road. And for a mineral owner who's looking to pull out future royalties, today and have cash in hand today, hopefully it's a good option for them. So there's several good reasons why someone might consider divesting a portion of one's mineral and royalty rights. Number one is asset diversification. A lot of folks kind of have a lot of hypothetical net worth tied up into one basket of eggs, And what we often recommend is if someone has mineral and royalty interests, hey, maybe don't consider selling us 100% of what you have, but maybe you should consider selling 25, 50, 75% as a way to sort of diversify that asset and pull some cash out today. Number two, there's a lot of significant tax advantages to divestiture of mineral and royalty interest. Lease bonus and royalty income is seen as ordinary, is taxed as ordinary income, whereas the sale of oil and gas rights is taxed as a long-term capital gain, and that's a big savings on tax. I think number three, a lot of people I get excited about the concept of if they sell a portion to Gallatin, they sort of take on a professional oil and gas partner in the tract that owns side by side with them, that's going to look to protect and maximize the value of that tract over the next 20 years. So in that instance, we kind of become a legacy partner with them, that they can lean on us for looking at future wells being drilled, unitizations, royalty checks, legal issues. So we're seeing a lot of people, in this down environment, sort of seeing the writing on the wall and saying, hey, maybe it makes sense for me to take some cash off the table today. We're seeing people buying sort of dream vacation homes. We're seeing people buying real estate. They're putting money into mutual funds or into index funds. They're buying gold or silver, or they're setting up college education funds for kids or grandkids. So all of those things are reasons why someone might want to capitalize today as opposed to waiting on the future, which nobody really has a crystal ball and can know what can happen in the future.